You seem very emotional, and I threw you a tissue just in case. I also have a tampon in case you need a tampon.
Adam, she's gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, so that happened. Hello, my name is Liz Ashley, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Anna Kasparian, again, and her new show, Her Take, and what has recently happened on that show, and kind of just my thoughts on it. I got my hair done. Finally, it's been a minute. So, Anna Kasparian, who is the host and producer on TYT. She also is now a part of this show that is called Her Take. And it's just like, I guess it's like supposed to be The View just for like conservative women. And it's really boring. Anna still has some good takes. Like she has some good takes on, you know, God not getting into war with Iran and Palestine, of course. And so there are some takes where she's good. There are times where she pushes back. And this clip was one of those times. You know, the only time I think she's ever really firmly like, this is my stance, is when it comes to Palestine and not getting into war with Iran. And I think those are two important things. And I think her perspective on both of those things are great. And I think they're very important things. So I'm glad she feels that way. You're befriending all these people who think the exact opposite, and you're more willing to give them the time of day than any leftist. That's my take on the whole Anna Kasparian thing, and her having good takes sometimes. You know, because her bad takes far outweigh her good takes. And I think we need to remember that with a lot of people. Tucker Carlson. I might do a video about that. That was really funny. I did watch that Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz interview. It was hilarious. I think I might do that Monday. Wait, no. Actually, I'm doing the Ethan thing Monday. Okay, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway. So Anna's on Her Take with Julian Michaels, Lindy Lee, and then there's someone else. I don't remember who it is. But then it's Anna Kasparian, then they have a guest, right? And then one of their guests was Ann Coulter. These are the people that she was choosing to put herself around. These are the people that she is choosing to collaborate with. But this new show is actually a part of the PBD sphere of shows. Now PBD is Patrick Pat David. And it is a show that's just like ridiculous.
Well, look at this exchange. They're talking about the No Kings protest.
Now they're saying they're coming to cities like Miami, and they're coming to a city near you. That's the list right now, by the way, if you're looking at this.
Look at that. That looks insane.
Can you zoom in a little bit? What is Nebraska? You have nothing to worry about. I was going to say,
South
guys,
Dakota,
for those of you guys that are frightened, move to Nebraska. Yeah. Right now, North Nebraska is safe. Yeah. Testing in Montana.
Trump sucks.
You know, so maybe
North Texas.
By the way, a strategic move would
Oklahoma, you're good.
A strategic move would be to move the White House to Northeast Montana.
By the way, take a look
a little bit.
Look at Nevada. Look at the middle of Nevada.
Oh wow, Nevada as well.
No. Look
at
Pat.
Desert.
We're from
Desert. These
California.
people
We know
know
Nevada.
nothing about the country.
It's so insane because everyone on that show just like knows nothing about what they're talking about. And so sometimes they just have like the weirdest conversations. And you're like, dude, like this doesn't make any sense. Like, Sam went on that show and I think he did really well. When they can't get their point across, or when someone is proving them wrong, they get kind of belligerent. And that's what Adam's on the PBD show. And so Adam is the guest who threw the tampon at Anna Kasparian, which doesn't surprise me at all. Adam seems like a horrible person. And yeah, he seems like a horrible person. Everyone on the PBD show does, honestly. And that's just my personal opinion. And so that's what Adam does when he goes on the show, when he's talking to a room full of women, and he's trying to make his point so sternly. So Adam is pro-Israel, and Anna, of course, is not. And so they're talking about getting into a war with Iran. And Anna is like, we should not do that. Like, that is crazy. And she was like, I just can't take you seriously because you don't seem to be critical at all about Israel. Like, you can't be critical of them at all.
They didn't ask any questions. They were literally shirtless waving white flags, saying, we need help, we need help. They got shot and killed immediately. The IDF is super belligerent in how they're carrying out this war. They're killing a lot of innocent people. In the case that I'm outlining, I'm talking about 3 Israeli hostages. If you're not willing to be critical of Israel, I question how honest you're being about this whole situation.
I'm critical of Israel just like I'm critical of America.
And he starts saying like, sorry, I'm not pro-terrorism or pro-Iran or whatever, you know, the racist tropes that everyone says.
I don't understand what you're doing when you're trying to be pro-Hamas and pro-Iran. Hold on.
When you strawman me, it makes this entire exchange fall apart.
So
I'm trying to have an honest exchange with you. I'm not putting words in your mouth. Please don't put words in my mouth.
You can talk when I'm done talking, and that's how this will work. No?
But if you strawman me, and argue that I'm making arguments that I didn't make, I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to interrupt you if you lie about what I'm saying.
So of course, you know, he says all that, and she's like, I'm not going to let you strawman me. That's not what I said. I'm just saying, like, you won't be critical of Israel. Like, you won't be critical of Israel. Like, why is that? Why is that? You know, instead of having a response, instead of having some sort of reason for why he won't be critical, he just says, well, I have, like, apparently, I guess he gave her a tissue earlier and then threw her a tampon and was like, I think you need it.
So you're a grown-up when you argue. Got it.
I am a grown-up, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you seem very emotional, and I threw you a tissue just in case. I also have a tampon in case you need a tampon.
Adam, she's gonna beat the shit out of you.
Now, of course, all the women on the panel were like, oh my God, come on. And at one point, he snapped at Lindy Lee when she was talking, and he was like, Lindy.
Lindy, America makes mistakes.
So I just want to say that that's not okay by any means at all. That is so misogynistic and so insane. And it's wild because he already had those as like props. So obviously this is something he planned to do. I don't know if it was planned to do to Anna specifically, or if it was just something he had planned to do because he was going to be in a room full of women. To me, that shows that he is emotional and he is unstable and he doesn't know how to use his words to have a response to her question. Instead, he wants to be misogynistic and get mad and get belligerent and throw a tampon at her. It's crazy, it's ridiculous, and it's insane that they aired this. It's insane that they let them do this. Here's my but, because I don't think that should have happened to her. I don't think that should happen to her. I think that that's horrible that happened to her. But the big elephant in the room here is, like I said, she chose for that to be her community. She chose to collaborate with these people. She chose to take a rightward turn, knowing damn well and good that conservative men specifically want you to stay in the kitchen and want you to be a housewife and don't want you to have opinions. And she knows that, and she has had monologues about that. She is very well aware what the conservatives' agenda is when it comes to women. She is very well aware of that. But white women specifically, and you know, a lot of other women who can move through the world as a white woman, you know, that have more proximity to whiteness, they tend to do this. They tend to excuse the misogyny, they excuse the homophobia, they excuse the transphobia, and think that somehow that will save them. That somehow they will be respected, that somehow they will be a part of the club. You're not a part of the club. You're not a part of the club. Just like Megyn Kelly's not a part of the club, because when she started talking about misogyny on her YouTube channel, all the people in her comments were like, "Oh, come on," and started going off on her and started getting mad at her. Amy Coney Barrett is not in the club. Now, because she's not siding with Trump with everything, they're like, should women be Supreme Court justices? You're not in the club. You're not in the club. And the more that you continue to push other women down, push trans people down, push people of color down, push immigrants down, the more you choose to throw them under the bus, the more you choose to excuse the people that are going after them, the more you're complicit. And she is complicit. It's crazy to me the amount of people who think that if they just throw everyone else under the bus, that somehow they'll be okay. What Emma said, and I thought that was funny. This is how the majority report reacted.
Wow, they should just jump. You know what? Never mind. I was gonna say something incredibly rude.
What?
But why? So like, but the crazy thing about that though is that he brought that tampon for this bit though. It had to have been, right? Like why would he just have one? Like
Why does the guy
he
have
thought
a
this was going to be a
tampon
good
on him for any
idea.
other reason?
He planned this ahead of time, and he was going to do this. That's crazy. That's wild. That is out of pocket. And I thought
Brandon,
that like Vinny was the dumb one.
So the whole exchange, the lead up to it, he's shut. There's no awareness, or he's enjoying it. I mean, it's probably the latter, to be honest with you, because if this IMer is saying that the manosphere has picked up on it and enjoyed it, he knows what audience he's speaking to, and he's going to go on her take with a bunch of women. He's going to shush them. And he said, are you going to act like an adult? I don't know. You couldn't pay me any amount of money to be spoken to in my workplace like that. There should be some sort of female solidarity, in my view, that you cannot let that stand and laugh that off. At the end of the day, when you're in bed with right-wingers, this is how they operate. They're huge misogynists, and damn.
All I can say is that
New
the View has
bedfellows,
really
fun
gone downhill.
bedfellows. Go ahead.
I was going to say, all I can say is the View has really gone downhill since the last time I watched it.
You knew, like, you know this is what they want. You know this is what they think. You know what they want. They want to get rid of no-fault divorce. They don't want women to vote. There are so many conservatives who don't want women to vote. Like, you know this, and yet and still you are parroting their talking points and sitting down with them and acting like you're somehow more mature because you're doing that. It's ridiculous. This ideology of women are different and they need to be subservient, and they need to not have opinions and they need to not vote and all these things. That is fascism. That is fascism. And people like Anna throwing trans people under the bus is only giving them more leeway and more of a chance to go after you. You should care about trans people because they are people, but yet and still, when you throw any marginalized group under the bus and you allow them to get their rights taken away, that makes it that much easier to take your rights away. And that's what's happening. And that's what a lot of conservative, specifically white women do. They throw everyone else under the bus and then expect to be treated differently by the same people that are throwing all of these other people under the bus. They expect to be treated differently, and they're not going to be. They're not going to be. You are not in the club. You are not in the in-group. You can act like you are. You can try to like delude yourself into thinking that you are, but you're not. You're not. And sooner or later, your proximity to whiteness is not going to help you because you're a woman and they don't want you to have rights. Simple as that. Allowing them to go after everybody else's rights and you parroting those talking points is only allowing them to now go after you. And it's crazy how many people refuse to see that reality. And I'm sure that Anna can understand that when it comes up to standing up for Palestinians and criticizing Israel. I'm sure she can understand how going after that is encroaching on our free speech rights. I'm sure she can understand that. So why can't she understand when she throws trans people under the bus? It only makes it that much easier to go after her. I don't know. I mean, it was gross and it was misogynistic, and nothing's gonna come out of it. He's not gonna apologize. I don't think PBD is gonna apologize. He's gonna get away with it. And she is cozying up to all these people who probably don't care that happened to her. So, I don't know what to say. But yeah, so I don't know. That's the video. That's what I wanted to talk about today. I'm gonna talk about Ethan's second content nuke probably on Monday. And then I have a lot I want to talk about. There's a lot going on. I really want to do lives, but I can only do it on my phone because I need a new computer. That's the whole thing. So We'll see. But if you would watch that, let me know below. Also, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I made it to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone who has helped and watched. And subscribed and is still watching and coming back, and it literally means the world to me, seriously. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye.